Hello and welcome or welcome back to the Import Export Hub channel, everybody. Borin Bogdan here, your host for the next couple of minutes. Thanks for joining in, very much appreciated. And guys, without losing too much precious time here, let's dive into today's topic, in which basically I will try to explain you what a freight forwarder is and his role in the complex and let's face it, often scary world of international trading. I will start with the history of freight forwarding, guide you through what the freight forwarder does, and I will end the presentation with some tips and tricks for selecting a freight forwarder, the right freight forwarder. So, guys, first things first, the history of freight forwarding dates back centuries ago. And I don't know if you're passionate about international trade history like myself, for sure you've heard about the role of the innkeepers who basically assisted their guests by holding and forwarding their goods. In Tulipomania here and in the Merchant of Prato, there are a lot of references about how goods were handled, forwarded, or cleared, especially in the Merchant of Prato, where Latini's letters provided detailed information. And by the way, I highly recommend you to read this book. But anyways, as I was saying, it dates back centuries ago, I think 13th or 14th century, if I'm not mistaken, in what concerns Latini's letters. But I'm sure that we can find references much, much more earlier. So this was a very, very brief history of freight forwarding, and of course with the advances made in, I don't know, transportation, production, payment systems, and so on, the role of freight forwarder evolved as well. And as of 2004, FIATA, which stands for International Federation of Freight Forwarders Association, published the following definition for freight forwarding and logistics services. And I will quote here. Well, these are services of any kind relating to the carriage, the consolidation, storage, handling, packing, or distribution of goods, as well as ancillary and advisory services in connection therewith, including but not limited to customs and fiscal matters. I don't know, declaring the goods for official purposes, procuring insurance of the goods, and collecting or procuring payment or documents relating to the goods. Freight forwarding services also include logistics services with modern information and communication technology, obviously in connection with the carriage, handling, or storage of the goods, and de facto total supply chain management. And these services can be tailored to meet the flexible application of the services provided, end of quote. So, guys, as you can see here, the role of the freight forwarder is or should be to ensure that internationally traded goods move from and to the right place at the right time, of course, with the right documentation and in a safe manner. But personally, I think that in order to accomplish this, and this is what you should look also when working with a freight forwarder, well, they should have the proper skills and expertise, right? In fields like, I don't know, logistics, transportation, regulatory compliance, or risk management here. And remember, a freight forwarder should advise you what is best for you and offer you the optimal solution for your needs, which inevitably, let's face it, will translate into a trade-off between cost, speed, and reliability. So depending on your needs, on your specific needs, a good freight forwarder will always advise you with the best solution, assisting you in this process of arranging the shipping of goods from their point of origin to their final destination. And guys, speaking of how can a freight forwarder assist you in your export or import journey, well, let's take a look also at the kind of services they are providing. And basically, here I've identified three main services the freight forwarders are providing. So packaging is one of them, and here they assist the shippers in determining the proper manner in which to package their goods, taking into account variables like, I don't know, humidity, stuffing, type of the product, compliance, and so on. Then we have labeling, and I don't think it's necessary to go into the details here, so I'll move to the third service, which is relating to documentation, from, I don't know, assistance with invoices and bills of lading, or customs documentation, to inspection certificates, licenses, or certificates of origin. All these documents, not necessarily all together, being needed in order to have a smooth operation with international transaction. And basically, guys, these are the most common additional services a freight forwarder will provide. And now that you know the services they are providing, let's take a look also at the types of freight forwarders. And guys, here things are very, very easy to understand, as we have 5 main types of freight forwarders. Air freight forwarders, then we have the sea freight forwarders with full container and less than container loads. Road freight forwarders with less than truckload and full truckload. Then we have rail, and lastly we have the multimodal freight forwarders, where goods basically are shipped with at least 2 different types of transportation, or modes of transportation, sorry. And I won't get into how they are making money, but usually they either mark up on any given shipment, or either they make money by providing those servicing, like, I don't know, warehousing, documentation, or customs clearance. I don't know the markup exactly, and frankly, as in any business, it depends on the type of the customer, the relationship between them, the future prospects of collaboration, and so on. But I think it's safe to say that the markup is between 10 and 25% when it comes to the transportation costs. And guys, as I'm approaching the end of the presentation, I want to give you some tips and tricks, if you want, on how to select the right freight forwarder. And again, it's common sense really, so nothing too complicated. You just need to take some time, and the first thing you should do is to visit their website. I don't know, look for the news section. When was the last news posted? And if it's from 3 years ago, for me that's a big red flag. See their services section. Why not their network? What's their expertise? I don't know, see if they have any testimonials, and if they do, try to reach those happy clients, customers, and ask for some feedback. See if they are part of some national or international industry association, very, very important. Look for how long they are on the market, or how are they working. Do a little bit of detective work, guys, some basic due diligence, because in this field you really, really need a trustworthy partner who is taking care of your shipments. And my last tip for you guys, in case you still don't know where to look for a freight forwarder, is to search on either FIATA's website, or if you're based in the United States, on the Federal Maritime Commission's website. But there are also other free resources and directories, so get the most out of them in order to make an informed decision. And an advice for you, if you want, and you should do this with just about anything you're new to, always cross-check the information. And guys, with this being said, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. I really hope you've liked it. Don't forget to hit whatever button you like below this video. And as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.